We are now going to progress to some steps which are a bit more difficult. Ready, set, and begin.
Greeting to all the respected judges. Today, our group will be presenting on our IV training arm model invention. Before we go further, let's start with an introduction of this invention. This invention can be called a thread IV, made for simple and easy way for self-learning of IV phlebotomy at home. Besides that, this invention also helped to create a safe and practical phlebotomy procedure. So, what is phlebotomy? Phlebotomy is a skill required to draw blood from patients. Then, the blood sample will be used for laboratory tests and disease diagnosis. We learned phlebotomy in course code CSI 103 that stands for Phlebotomy and Clinical Sample Collection. Phlebotomy is an invasive procedure, so it must be done by a competent individual known as phlebotomist. To obtain venous blood specimen, there are three vessels primarily used by the phlebotomist, which are median cubital vein, cephalic vein, and basilic vein.
The problem faced by students in e-learning classes is mainly due to the struggle to adapt. With no real laboratory performances, students are bound to be lack of skills and adaptabilities. When working, you are expected to be able to at least perform the practical skills that you have learned. And since you have no physical experience with the equipment you're working with, it'll take some time to get used to it, which is what I meant when I said the ability to adapt. Especially in phlebotomy, you are required to make an active interaction between the IV strap model and yourself. You have to consider it as two-way interaction, as the real phlebotomy is performed on a human and is different from other laboratories, which you only need to be familiar with the machine. All it really means that all you have to do is to push the buttons on the machine. The proper initiative to solve the problem is by making a close imitation of the IV strap model. As we're having virtual classes and laboratories, there's no denying that the limitations of the virtual lab is holding us back, which is why we designed the IV strap at home using regular items. The IV strap is designed to imitate the real IV strap model, including its functionality.
Firstly, the purpose is to practice performing venipuncture on an IV training arm model. Second, to improve both competency and confidence in the skill of phlebotomists during phlebotomy procedure. Material needed to make the model are plastic bottle with water, melamine sponge, binder clip, plastic container, two cable big and small, red syrup, and glue. This is the sketch of the IV training model that we have made before. Next, we go to the procedure to make the model. Firstly, put red syrup into the water and mix them to resemble the blood. Next, make two holes in the bottle cap and insert two cables through them. Make another two holes in the sponge and insert the remaining cable through the holes. A binder clip is put at the end of the cable to obstruct the blood flow. This step is performed only during the training. This is the prototype of the IV training model that we have made.
How the model works. Firstly, we have the wire which act as the veins. They are placed into a bottle, which is where the blood flows from. The binder clip function as the stopper is removed to let the blood flow through the wires. Next, the bottle is pumped to let the blood flows through the wires and also indicates that there is no interference, as it works perfectly and there is no problem detected. The wires are clipped with the binder to stop unnecessary flows. The sponges used has a firm texture which is perfect to imitate the skin as close as possible. This is the closer look of the model. Benefits of the model. Two main venous vascular systems distribute on the arm for puncture training, such as IV injection, infusion, and blood draw. This is to provide a clear sense of falling when entering the needle, and the correct puncture has blood return. The same puncture sites of the venous blood vessels and skin can withstand hundreds of repeated punctures without leakage. Besides, the venous blood vessel and skin also can be replaced, which is simple, convenient, and economical.
Last but not least, is this innovation marketable? The cost for this invention is far more cheaper than phlebotomy training model that we have in the market. Therefore, it can be sold at a very competitive price. The cheapest in the market costs more than 500 ringgit per unit. Our price is estimated to be under 20 ringgit only, which is very reasonable for students. Phlebotomy training model that we have in the market are prone to develop bubbles problem. Bubbles trapped along the tube will cause problem during aspiration of the fake blood to the shrink. Our invention is equipped with bottle pumping mechanism, which is able to prevent bubble entrapment inside tubes, thus ensure smooth phlebotomy trainings. This phlebotomy training model is also easy to assemble and uncomplicated to use.